Garden season is upon us as we are heavy into getting our garden whipped into shape. We have a lot of projects happening right now, and I'm thinking early on about the garden pests and how we will combat them organically without chemicals. Which brings me to today's episode, Organic Secrets, Stop Garden Pests Naturally. Hey y'all, it's Susan at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Welcome to this episode of Homestead Happenings podcast, episode 32. One of the worst garden pests in our garden is the vine borer. They are hidden ninjas that you usually don't know that are there until the healthy plant suddenly wilts. These bugs are about 1/2 inch to 5/8 inches long. It's actually a moth. Know your garden enemy. The adult borer moth has a very striking bright orange or red abdomen marked with black dots. Its front wings are dark metallic olive green, and while the back wings are clear. It's a clear wing moth, meaning it flies during the day. It zips around squash plants with a loud, distinctive buzzing sound mimicking a paper wasp to scare off predators. The larvae, which is the culprit that does major damage to your squash stem at the base, is a flat, wrinkled, creamy white caterpillar with a dark brown or black head. They can grow up to 1 inch long, quite large considering they live entirely inside the narrow hollow of a plant stem. They spend their entire life eating the guts of your plant, blocking the flow of water and nutrients. The eggs are tiny, flat, oval, and a dull red or brownish color. You will find them glued individually to the base of the stem, usually right at or just below the soil line. They are small, but once you know what to look for, they are easy to scrape off with your fingernail. How to tell they have arrived. Since the larvae stay hidden inside, look for frass. It looks like wet, orange, yellow sawdust poo pushing out of a small hole in the side of the stem. If you see that, you know exactly where the big white caterpillar is hiding. Now that I've described what to look for and I have included pictures in this podcast for your reference, let's move on to the repellents and strategies to protect your squash plants from the vine borers. There is a homemade hot sauce spray. Use pureed garlic, onion, habaneros from your pantry. Strain the liquid into a spray bottle with a drop of organic soap and mist your plants. It's an economical way to use up older produce while keeping aphids and beetles at bay. The trap cropping strategy. Using a sacrificial plant, like using a blue Hubbard squash at the edge of the garden, can lure your vine borers away from the main crops. It's an organic way to manage where the pests go so that you can deal with them in one spot. The blue Hubbard squash is considered the gold standard for the trap cropping vine borers. Others that you can use also are buttercup squash and golden summer crookneck squash. Flowers don't typically trap the borer, but they attract predator insects that hunt borers or their eggs. Dill and fennel attract tiny parasitic wasps. The wasps are harmless to humans, but lay their own eggs inside the vine borer eggs, killing them before they can hatch. Sweet alyssum is a low-growing flower that provides a massive nectar source for the hoverflies and other predatory insects that feed on small garden pests. Marigolds and calendula are excellent for general pest confusion. Their strong scent can mask the strong scent of these flowers and mask the smell of the squash plants, making it harder for the moth to find the squash plant target. Sunflowers act as a natural watchtower for birds like phoebes and flycatchers, which swoop down and catch the adult moths midair as they try to enter your garden. Nasturtiums are often used as a decoy because they emit a chemical signal that confuses many flying insects. Planting them in a thick circle around the base of your squash plants creates a physical and scent barrier that can deter the moths from landing to lay eggs on your squash plants. Many gardeners swear by this method, and it is known as the wild card method. You may want to plant a decoy garden by creating a small patch far away from the main crop to keep the bad bugs busy while your harvest stays safe. Beneficial bug habitats. A messy garden can actually help by leaving native weeds or planting flowers like marigolds and calendula, which attract ladybugs and lacewings. These are good bugs that do the organic pest control for you by eating the larvae of the bad bugs. Soil health and defense. Having healthy soil makes tough plants. Using rotted compost and manure builds the plant's immune system. Just like humans, a stressful plant is more likely to be attracted by pests than a thriving one. Diatomaceous earth, or DE, is the staple for organic homesteads like ours. We use only when it's dry and avoid getting it on the flowers where the bees land. DE loses its power when it's wet, so reapply as needed. Other methods to protect the squash plants from vine borers. Physical barriers. The aluminum foil wrap. Cut strips and wrap them snugly but not too tight so the stem can still grow at the base of the plant. The moth can't find the soft spot to glue her eggs, and the reflective surface might even confuse her as she flies in. It's also waterproof and it lasts all season, but you will need to readjust it. You will need to have a 6-inch area covered in all of these methods just to readjust as the plant base expands. Vet tape, or cohesive bandage. This stretchy, self-adhesing tape works because it breathes and stretches. It expands as the squash vine gets thicker. It's also textured, which makes it harder for those tiny eggs to get a firm grip. A nylon stocking. Slip over the plant like a sock, cut into sections for easy application, wrap them around the stem at the base, and tie them loosely. They are breathable and won't trap moisture against the vine, which can happen to cause rot in humid weather like the weather we have in West Tennessee. But the weave is too tight for the borer to get through. Cardboard collars like toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls work by slitting down one side to fit them around the base of the plant and push the bottom out an inch or two into the soil. This creates a physical wall that the moths can't easily bypass. The bury the vine method. Instead of wrapping, you can use the plant's own biology to fight back. As the vine grows along the ground, pin it down with landscape staples every 2 to 3 feet and cover that section with a scoop of compost or a shovel scoopful. This is great for pumpkin vines. The plant will grow adventitious roots at every leaf node that touches the dirt, becoming a backup root system, keeping the plant alive. Which of these squash armors do you prefer? And which do you think would hold up best for Tennessee humidity? Our weekly schedule on the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch is Monday and Friday full-length homestead videos featuring this year's resourceful homestead playlist. Wednesday podcasts are all about our homestead and farm-related activities, including raising our flocks of turkeys, chickens, and ducks. The third Monday Live is Front Porch Fellowship, where I share behind the scenes and other information in a more relaxed time for me on the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. You can get to know me better, and I can answer your Q's and A's. There will be random shorts and community tab posts. We have 3 levels of membership starting at just 99 cents a month. Your support helps us with so many projects. Whether it is developing or maintaining our homestead and equipment, or special needs for this channel to grow. You choose the level, and you can cancel at any time. Free ways to support the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch is by watching full videos, including the ads. Ads are how YouTube pays me for my content. By commenting, liking, sharing, and hyping my videos, you help push my channel further out into the algorithms among millions of other channels. It helps my channel to reach new viewers. By subscribing and hitting the bell, that will help you see all of my content that I create just for you. And you are just as much a part of this journey as I am. I appreciate each and every one of my friends here. The glory of gardening. Hands in the dirt, head in the sun, heart with nature. To nurture a garden is not just to feed the body, but the soul. Alfred Austin. I'm reading out of James chapter 5, verse 7, King James Version. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. It takes long patience for me to deal with the vine borers. In closing, companion planting squash. The classic Native American way is 3 sisters. In organic gardening, it creates a mini ecosystem that protects your squash while helping it to thrive. Corn acts as a natural trellis and provides a vertical structure. Pole beans are nitrogen fixers. They take nitrogen from the air and pump it into the soil, a perfect pairing with squash. Another pest powerhouse are radishes, a secret weapon for squash. Plant around the base of your squash and let some of them go to seed. It is known to deter and confuse vine borer moths. Other herbal defenses would be oregano or mint. What is one squash variety you're most excited to see take over your garden this year? Identify the enemy. Make sure to look for vine borers in your garden early and often. Armor up with the barrier around the base of the squash plants and look daily for those eggs. Eggs can be squashed with the fingernails or captured with painter's tape. Do emergency surgery. Sawdust frass is a telltale sign that you have larvae inside your plant. Use a razor blade to remove the larva and bury the stem in fresh soil so that it can reroot. Use native helpers like blue Hubbard squash as a decoy plant. Plant decoy plants away from your garden area to trick bad insects. Plant attractor plants to bring in the good insects and birds. As we wait for the precious fruit of the earth, remember to practice patience. Even if you lose a plant, you are gaining skills to grow better next year. Do your own research, put your plans into action, and reap the harvest. Keep those hands in the dirt and your heart with nature. Be blessed and a blessing. My husband and I recently visited some of the local greenhouses, and I thought I would share with you the footage that I got from that. Enjoy the koi ponds and check out the prices of plants in our area. As we let this play out to the end of our video, I thank you all for coming along with me on Homestead Happenings. I'm looking forward to episode 33. Y'all come back. Here's some content I think you might like. Thank you for visiting our homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hype, and share to help our small channel grow. See you next time for more simple living, frugal tips, and farmyard fun.